let's talk about crappy people. Well, this is one of many videos where we talk about crappy people, Heather. Do you know there are crappy people out there?
Yeah.
The world is crazy right now. There's a lot of crappy people running around. And there's a handful of people we would like to talk about specifically in this video. We want to discuss a topic about Thrilljoy and a topic about Mischief Toys. And speaking of Mischief Toys, thank you all for the wonderful support. On MischiefToys.com today, we sold our retro pumpkin Ghastly, one of my very favorite figures ever. We made a pumpkin Ghastly in the past, but I love this retro upgrade. If you guys love it, comment down below and you might win one of these guys, okay? We'll select a winner and you'll get a pin and a figure.
It's almost like our original pumpkin Ghastly traveled back in time.
Yes, you didn't see that? That's how I envisioned it the whole time.
I'm not very smart.
Right now, if you go over to MischiefToys.com and make a purchase, you are going to be trick-or-treating with us. A trick means that you're going to get something random in your box that's very silly.
And if you get a treat, you could get one of many things, artist-proof figure, or maybe a prototype. Every single item qualifies for a trick or a treat, and it could be any item that we have on the website right now. So head over to MischiefToys.com today and get yours. But not only that, we have a plush promo happening too for Mischief Ween. If you purchase any product on the website, you could add a plush to your cart right now and get 30% off of the plush. So head over to MischiefToys.com.
We have all sorts of plush over there. My personal favorite is the Mortem. Those Mortems are so fun. It actually sits up on his little butt. He's got his scythe there. It's a cool plush.
I really love the Ghastly plush, specifically the spooky zombie one, because it's Halloween time. His limbs come off and he comes with a pin. And we also have a glow-in-the-dark vampire plush that also comes with a pin.
Go over to MischiefToys.com, trick or treat with us. You have until Sunday at 10 p.m. Eastern, and we have a couple of the retro pumpkin Ghastlies still up on the website. Go and grab yours, and tomorrow at 12 p.m. Eastern, we're going to have a brand new pin for you, and on Friday, another pin will drop at 12 p.m. Eastern. MischiefToys.com. All right, so let's talk about crappy people. Now, I mentioned Thrilljoy, and I mentioned Mischief Toys. I want to start with Thrilljoy. People are going to the store. They're cutting these figures open, like the plastic, revealing if it's a common or a chase, and if it's a common, they put the top back on and throw it right back on the shelf. And what this posts is this sign that says all open Thrilljoys are 50% off. Well, this has since changed, and this is an update I haven't seen until we started to make this video tonight. Thrilljoy product cannot be discounted if opened, and stores cannot make unauthorized signage.
That's even worse. Hot Topic, or this particular Hot Topic, was going to be discounting them at 50% off, which is a great deal. We're learning even if they're opened and people put just the commons back on the shelves, you're buying an open product at full price because it's illegal at Hot Topic for them to make these calls themselves.
So you're basically screwing over fellow collectors.
If Hot Topic had to discount them, they're making less money. Now we're learning Hot Topic can't discount them, so people are buying this open product. They know it's going to be common. There's not really like part of the thrill, which is why a lot of people purchase products like this. It's just a shitty situation all around.
Big time. And this is why I wanted to make this video, because we're in this collector community. We're all in it together. I guess there's a lot of people who aren't in it together based on the post that we just read. I don't want to go to the store and rip them all open to see if there's a chase in there. That just seems like such a shitty thing to do. But I had a feeling that we would start seeing stuff like this. People want the chase. And I did recognize at the very beginning when they were covering them in the plastic that people were going to find ways around that. They were going to get inside those boxes and they were going to find out if they're chases or not, and then basically we would have a store that's full of product that they cannot sell.
We actually saw this with Funko sodas. When they started putting Funko sodas in large stores like Target and Walmart, we saw a lot of unopened cans. That is part of what killed sodas. That and them lifting the LE off of the sodas. Our Hot Topic did something brilliant with Thrilljoy, and I think that all stores that carry Thrilljoy products should follow suit. Remember when we went to our Hot Topic and they were towards the front right by the door?
Yes.
Completely away from where employees were? I bet you that's how this has happened. Because when we went one time, we saw this at our Hot Topic.
I thought you were going to say they put them like behind the counter.
Well,
we did
I'm
see
not
those.
finished.
Okay, but I was going to say we did see those with the Frodos, but the Frodos were literally just free product.
Yeah.
But we've never seen Thrilljoy being sold from behind the counter from what I can remember.
I went to a movie with my friends a few weeks ago. We stopped by Hot Topic and they moved them to right next to the register.
Ah.
They're not behind the register, but you know how there's a wall of product right next to the register? They moved it there.
It should be in like eye shot or earshot of where the employees are mostly going to be.
At our local store, it actually makes more sense where they're at because they're with all of the collectibles. They're on the collectible wall now, where before they had their own little stand for themselves.
It will basically thwart people who are going to try to cut these things open. But at the end of the day, this is just hurting the community who shop at that particular store. Now they can't be sold for 50% off. See, when I saw that and they were selling them for 50% off, I was like, man, that really sucks. But that's good for the community because they know what they're getting.
Yeah, and they're getting it at half price. Sort of hurts the collector and Thrilljoy and Hot Topic at this point. Like, it's just a crappy thing to do.
Well, you have a lot of crappy people in the world, and we've seen this a lot in the Funko community, where people would go to the stores and try to find chases on the wall. At one point in time, our local FYE used to hide all the chases in the wall, and there were people who would literally walk in there and just knock Funko Pops all over the floor as they were looking for chases.
Yeah, that was crazy.
I remember at one point in time in the same exact mall, there was somebody in the Hot Topic store who got into a fight with one of the employees. Like, they got physical with one of the employees and they ended up getting arrested.
That's why Hot Topic couldn't any longer put pops out in the middle of the day. They had to put new releases out the next day.
So if you're out there and you're cutting these boxes open, you are trash. You shouldn't be doing that. I think it's absolutely appalling. It's just a really shitty thing to do, so don't do that. But speaking of crappy people, Mischief Toys has been in business for almost 4 years.
Oh my
Believe
goodness.
it or not, this January in 2026, it'll be our 4th year in business. Comment down below, hashtag Mischief Toys 4 years, bro.
That's a very long hashtag. Do they use the number 4 or do they write out 4? Like, do you want to
Number
make it?
4.
I was going to say you could make it like the longest hashtag of
Nah,
all
make
time
it
if
just
you
a number
wanted.
4.
Okay.
But it's interesting because over all the years, we've developed a pretty big fan base for Mischief Toys and a lot of people who really love all the things that we do. But over the years, we've noticed that there have been people, for whatever reason, that will comment on posts where people are talking about our product and they're really crappy about it. Some people like to say that they don't like our figures, which is completely fine. But there are some people who are just being shitty for absolutely no reason at all. And I like to think that they have watched our videos. They think maybe that we're attacking them or we're being shitty to them. The Gastlecast has been taken the wrong way a lot over the years, where we have always tried to be like funny and try to be humorous and try to separate ourselves from all these other Funko channels. But instead, it has created that our persona is that we're horrible people.
There's literally like 3 or 4 names that I see across different platforms, almost every single post about Mischief Toys or Gastlecast, and they're just like nasty to us. I am very passionate about things and I talk about things that I love. Like, I can sit down and talk about Taylor Swift all day. I can sit back and talk about how cute our cats are all day long. I can sit back and tell you why my favorite boba place is Tai Chi bubble tea and no other boba places compare.
That's true. I've taken you everywhere and that's the only place that you'll drink from.
I cannot fathom spending that much time and energy being that hateful towards something. And there might be people who have never really watched a lot of our content who might get the impression that we are a very hateful channel. Yes, we say it like it is. Yes, we criticize other companies for doing things that we don't necessarily agree with. What separates us from being downright hateful and being critical is that 9 out of 10 times we offer what we think, and we could be completely wrong, but what we think would make whatever that thing that we're critiquing is better.
And we've been praised by both Funko, we've been praised by the folks over at Thrilljoy. We've gotten a lot of feedback that our videos have actually helped the Funko and Thrilljoy community in some way, shape, or form.
I received a text message just before New York Comic Con asking when the CEO of Funko could fit us into his schedule because he wanted to meet us. And if that doesn't tell you we're doing something right, I don't know what would. And frankly, I think that the fact that we run our own toy company offers a very unique perspective in what we do. And in case you haven't noticed, we have calmed down quite a bit, especially with what I would consider our more unfair opinions, because we have gone through owning a toy company now, so we know how difficult it can be at times.
We've been through a lot of trials and tribulations. Just recently, we had issues with our Night of Mischief event where we did not have our Punk Ghastly and our Punk Zombie Ghastly on hand for the actual event. The manufacturer couldn't get them to us in time. Well, rather, UPS couldn't. We know what these guys face now, and here's what I'm thinking. I think a lot of people out there heard through the grapevine, through others, about things that we have said and done, and they hate us for that reason or dislike us for that reason, not really having watched our channel or collected Mischief Toys or seen who we really are as two people, which I think we're more real than ever lately. I think they are literally gaining their knowledge about us through others, and it's all completely miscommunicated. I feel like we do a pretty good job on this channel, and I really believe we deserve a lot more love than we actually get. Through a lot of the things that we do, you can clearly see that these bigger companies do like us, and they are making changes because of the things that we say and do. There's somebody at Funko who watches all Funko content.
That's literally somebody's job.
They watch Funko content. In fact, if you're watching right now, which you probably are, hi, they're watching our content because they want to see what people are having to say. But the people at Funko can watch our videos and see what is really being loved, where the problems really lie, and this helps them become a better company. Now, you could say the same for the people who are leaving comments for us. Now, there is some constructive criticism sometimes, but mostly it's people just beating the ever-living shit out of us. I have never gone out specifically to do anything like that. I sat here one time in one video, it was completely full of humor, where I said the Venom and Carnage Funko Pops are trash, knowing good and well that there are thousands of fans out there who love those films and love those Funko Pops.
Well, to be fair, they were really ugly, but they're meant to be ugly.
But I'm an outlier because I'm not into those films and I'm not into those Funko Pops, but this is our platform to speak our mind, and that's exactly what we do.
We will sometimes deliver information, layoffs for example, or the fact that Fun Days was not going to be held during SDCC this year and it was going to be something completely different.
Or NFTs dying.
People will spread that information that we came up with, and the people talking shit about us gain the knowledge that we put out there, but they're still shitting on us. We spend a lot of time, not just our content, but our toy company. I have had full-time jobs. I quit my full-time job with benefits, with a phenomenal salary.
You don't call them benefits, you call them bennies.
With bennies to focus my time and energy on Mischief Toys.
Which you do a lovely job at, Heather.
Thank you.
You're the CEO.
Thank you.
The hottest CEO.
You don't need to say things like
The
that.
sexiest little CEO.
One critique that we seem to receive that's actually possibly like a more real critique, because a lot of times people will post like throw up emojis or something.
And our figures are really great. We have some awesome artists.
We have incredible artists.
So when
that
you're
do an
posting like
amazing
throw up
job.
emojis, you're basically throwing up on these wonderful, talented artists that we work with who are local. We're giving local artists work. So to crap on them is like really shitty.
I think what they're trying to do is bring us down because they don't want to see two people that they dislike for whatever reason succeed. One critique that we do receive is that we reuse the same mold over and over. In front of me, I have 4 different figures. And these figures might look the same in shape, but they're actually 4 figures with 3 different molds. Molds are not inexpensive. So the fact that Funko is able to produce molds constantly means that they're making a lot of money, and that money is enough to continuously produce molds, which is phenomenal for them. Something incredible that we do here at Mischief Toys is that we're able to take our basic mold or a variation of our basic mold, which is original classic Ghastly. We can change him to look completely different from other variants of him. And that's something that I find very difficult to do. It makes me really proud knowing that we can do this.
It's fascinating that a paint job can really change the entire character.
So first up, here's Skeleton Ghastly, and as you can see, he has a molded nose, he has a molded belt, his horn lines are molded, and he has molded teeth. Retro Pumpkin Ghastly, which is a completely different mold. There's no molded nose, no molded teeth, no molded horn lines, and no belt. We have Ghost Ghastly, and we have Black Metal Ghastly. Both of these have a molded nose and molded horn lines, no molded teeth, and no molded belt.
Our Pizza Rat Ghastly is based off of our Vampire Ghastly mold. And then we have this brand new mold, which is our Pigeon Poop Ghastly with a pigeon on top of his head. We have all different character variations here. And then we have other characters entirely. This is our Mortem character.
Well, it's a prototype of Mortem, but yeah, he's completely different from Ghastly.
And then we have this brand new Sunken Tiki Ghastly figure that has not yet been released. People complain and comment that you guys don't have a bunch of different molds. Well, we actually do. We have Demonstro as another mold. We have probably 6 or 7 other variants of Ghastly.
Yeah, but I mean, even so, if you take these different molds out of the equation, all of these figures look so different, but they have the same basic shape. I've been doing this YouTube thing since 2017. We're sort of a more controversial channel because we can be obnoxious, we can be purposefully annoying. People either love us or they hate us. There's not really much of an in-between. I'm used to that. But I think it's important to talk about this sort of thing because there are people behind this. Like Chris and I aren't robots, we're humans with emotions. And not just that, but our artists are humans with emotions and they're wonderful people. So the fact that people are shitting on what we do just because maybe you don't like our content is really wrong. I would just like to say to those people, if someone that you love and you care about was receiving the type of comments that you leave about other people, would that upset you or would you be totally okay with that?
You know the old words, Heather, haters make me famous. Well, I've been on here for however many years, and how many haters do we have? I'm not fucking famous.
Same.
What happened?
One thing though that I think is like 100% true, my favorite saying in the world, they hate us cause they ain't us.
It wasn't funny the first time you said it, and it certainly isn't funny now. We got a really weird comment tonight, and it was somebody posting like throw up emojis. So in response, I posted a GIF of like a little bear with like hearts, you know, like a little heart thing.
Yeah.
Stretched out. And the person commented, I love you guys, but I don't love your product.
That's so weird to me because if you love someone or what somebody does, why would you want to bring them down in that way and give no context? Like, why throw up emojis? Why not say anything?
Well, that was my response to them, and they erased the entire comment thread.
But why do we have to step in? Like, why do
we don't have to, but when I see these comments now, I feel like I should be above this, and you're probably going to be commenting that right now. But I comment only in the fact that I want people to understand, like, it's okay not to like what we do. That's fine, but do you really have to be this hateful? And as soon as I approach them, 8 out of 10 times, people will either delete it or they'll be like, I'm going to check you out now. We do have a couple people out there who just like to hate.
I'm going to spend my time doing things I like, not doing research on people I don't like so that I can actively find ways to be mean to them or about them.
Some people have a lot of time on their hands, Heather, and unfortunately, we can't figure out why they do it. Mischief Toys is something that we're very proud of. We're also very proud of this channel. You and I have come a long way, both in our relationship, now marriage, because we were not married before we started all this.
We actually weren't even engaged before we started all this.
But we got into this and we have grown together as people. We've done a lot of things together. So when we see people just being downright nasty to us, I want to respond in some way sometimes. Sometimes I don't, but sometimes I want to. And this video is really just us wearing our heart on our sleeves and telling you truly how we feel, because we're people. We're fucking human beings. So we just put out all the feels. We want to know your thoughts and more about everything we talked about with Mischief Toys in the comment section down below. And also, what do you think about that Thrilljoy thing? People cutting those figures open over at Hot Topic, and Hot Topic not doing that 50% off anymore, which it appears to be that Thrilljoy is saying that's a no-go. We want to know your thoughts and more in the comment section down below. In every video, we like to shout out to some of our patrons on Patreon. In this video, we'd like to shout out to Derek Rome, David Hutchinson, Mitch Hayes, Jorge Mendez, Timmy Minaj, Ronaldo Gomez, Tanya Arlafon, Sack of Potato, Adam Ang, Jeremy Strecker, John McCormick, DOE710, Douglas Hunt, Snas by Reyes, and Anita Atkinson Altanilla. Thank you guys so much for your continued support. We appreciate all of our patrons. You guys rock. Check out our Patreon at patreon.com/Gastlecast. Go and join right now because we have our Google Meet call coming this weekend, the 25th of October. We're going to be going live at 8 p.m. Eastern. We're going to set the live up then. You can hang out with patrons, and then Heather and I will come on at 9 p.m. Come and hang with us. We're going to do giveaways. It's a bunch of stuff that we picked up at New York Comic Con and more. We're also going to show you upcoming Mischief Toys things and talk about everything that occurred while we were at NYCC and some of the meetings that we had there. We had a really, really wonderful time, and we want to tell you all about it. Go over and check out patreon.com/Gastlecast for more details. You can join those calls for as low as $5, and you can be a part of the giveaways for as low as $10. Go and check it out now. Hit the like button, subscribe button, and a little bell. That way you'll know anytime we go live or post brand new content. You don't want to miss our new content. We have a blast here. Come back and watch us live every Sunday between 8 and 9 p.m. Eastern. All right, that's all we've got for you. Thank you so much for tuning in. We will see you on the next one.
Bye.